Okay, so AI, right? It's like everywhere you turn these days.
It really is.
And ChatGPT, I mean, everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, it's definitely got people's attention, that's for sure.
So we're diving deep. We've got a whole stack of articles, research, the whole 9 yards to really break it down
Yeah, let's do it.
from like what it actually is to,
Yeah.
what it means for, well, everyone.
The implications are huge, absolutely.
So ready to get into it.
Absolutely, let's dive in.
Okay, so ChatGPT, it feels like it just kind of exploded onto the scene.
It does, doesn't it? It feels very sudden.
But the thing is, and this is what I find so interesting, is that the roots of all this go way back.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're talking decades of research and development behind this.
And it's not just like, oh yeah, computers are getting faster.
No, not at all. This is about fundamentally changing how we interact with machines.
Okay, so for example.
Well, you've got Alan Turing, right? Famous for cracking the Enigma code.
Right, during the war.
Exactly. But he was also thinking about whether machines could think back in the 1950s. Seriously. That early on.
Yeah, he developed something called the Turing test.
The what?
The Turing test. It's basically a way to see if a machine can exhibit intelligent behavior that's indistinguishable from a human.
Oh, okay.
And then you have programs like ELIZA, which came out in the 60s.
Eliza. I feel like I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's a classic example. It simulated a psychotherapist.
Wait, really?
Yeah, people would type in their thoughts and ELIZA would respond. It was very basic, but it gave the illusion of understanding.
Wow, that's kind of creepy and cool at the same time.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But the point is, even back then, people were captivated by the idea of machines that could talk back.
So that's like the very, very early stages.
Exactly. It's all about laying the groundwork for what we're seeing today.
So how did we get from like a basic therapist chatbot to something as advanced as ChatGPT?
That's where machine learning comes in. This is where things really start to get interesting.
Machine learning. Okay, so what is that in a nutshell? Imagine instead of just programming a computer with specific instructions, you teach it to learn from data.
Okay, so it's like, instead of just following a recipe, it's learning to cook.
Exactly. And the more data you feed it, the better it gets at understanding patterns and making connections.
So how does that apply to, like, language?
Think about it. When we learn language, we don't just memorize grammar rules, right?
Yeah.
We listen, we read, we absorb all this information.
Right, it's all about context and experience.
Exactly. And that's what machine learning allows computers to do with language. They can analyze massive amounts of text and learn the nuances of human communication.
Wow. Okay, so that brings us to something else I wanted to ask you about. Deep Blue. That was a big deal back in the day, right?
Huge. 1997, IBM's Deep Blue beat Garry Kasparov, the reigning world chess champion.
I remember that. It was like machines were taking over.
It was a major milestone. Deep Blue wasn't just playing chess by following pre-programmed rules. It was analyzing Kasparov's moves, strategizing, learning.
So it was more than just brute computational power.
Much more. It was a glimpse into the potential of AI to tackle complex problems that were once thought to be the exclusive domain of humans.
Okay, so fast forward to today. How does ChatGPT fit into all of this?
ChatGPT takes those principles of machine learning and runs with them. It's been trained on a massive data set of text and code, which allows it to generate incredibly human-like responses.
Okay, so it's like it's read everything ever written.
Pretty much. And it's learned how to use that knowledge to communicate in a way that's almost indistinguishable from a human.
So it's not just like pre-programmed responses, it's actually understanding what we're saying.
Exactly. It can follow conversations, understand context, even generate different creative text formats like poems, codes, scripts, musical pieces, email, letters, etc. It's really quite amazing.
Okay, that makes the chat part a lot clearer. It's actually having a conversation, not just spitting out canned answers.
Precisely. And that's what makes it so powerful.
So how is this actually being used right now? Like in the real world, how is it affecting things?
Oh, wow. You see it everywhere. One study I was reading, a company integrated ChatGPT into its customer service platform,
Okay.
and their customer satisfaction ratings went up by like 40%.
Seriously? That much?
Yeah, because ChatGPT can give personalized responses in real time, you know? It was amazing.
Wow, okay, that's huge.
And that's just one example. It's being used to create educational tools, even assist doctors with making diagnoses.
Assisting doctors.
Yeah, by analyzing medical literature and patient data to provide insight.
Wow. It really is like that whole thing of AI becoming a collaborator is happening right now.
Absolutely. And it's not just limited to big corporations or institutions either.
Right, it's not just like some far-off future thing.
Exactly. Think about how you could use ChatGPT in your everyday life. Brainstorming ideas, drafting content, translating languages, writing different kinds of creative content. It's a tool that empowers individuals in ways we haven't even begun to explore.
Okay, but with all this potential, there's got to be some downsides, right? Things we need to be aware of.
Oh, absolutely. I think the most important thing to remember is that ChatGPT is a tool. It's only as good as the information it's trained on and how people choose to use it.
Right, like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or bad.
Exactly. We need to be mindful of potential biases in the data, and we need to use it responsibly to avoid unintended consequences.
So it's a shared responsibility then. It's not just on the people developing it, but also on us, the users.
Absolutely. It's up to all of us to steer this technology in a direction that benefits everyone.
So much to think about. We've gone from those early days of machines mimicking conversation to something as sophisticated as ChatGPT, which can understand and generate human-like text in a way that's pretty mind-blowing, to say the least.
It's incredible, isn't it? And the pace of development is only accelerating.
Yeah, who knows what's next? But like you said, it comes down to using this technology responsibly and ethically.
Couldn't agree more. Now, here's something to ponder. Imagine a world where AI becomes so integrated into our lives. It's no longer just a tool, but an extension of our own cognitive abilities.
Okay, I like where this is going.
What possibilities would that unlock for you? What would that world look like? That's something I think we all need to consider as we move forward in this exciting and somewhat daunting new age of AI.
That's a great point to end on. Lots to think about, for sure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. Until next time.
Bye for now.
Bye.